Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Madam Speaker, I rise today on behalf of families who will enjoy Thanksgiving with their loved ones next week. This American tradition is an opportunity to give thanks for all our many blessings. Yet through no fault of their own, millions of hardworking families are struggling to count their blessings this year. Thanks to liberal policies enacted by the Biden administration and congressional Democrats, inflation is soaring. Gas prices have spiked more than 50%, and supply chain disruptions are leaving store shelves empty. The cost of Thanksgiving dinner this year will be the highest in history, and it will cost more for folks to drive or fly to spend their holidays with loved ones. American families are hurting. My Democrat colleagues and their liberal elite mouthpieces in the media claim to be champions of the poor and the working class. Yet an NBC correspondent claims it's a dirty little secret that Americans can afford to pay more for their groceries because they saved money when they were trapped in their homes during the COVID pandemic. She also had the audacity to say that because more than half of Americans are invested in the stock market and it's been doing well, that most people are actually better off now. How out of touch can she be? First, clearly she has zero regard for the half of the country that isn't fortunate enough to have a stock portfolio. Second, good luck trying to eat your 401k for Thanksgiving. Those are designed for retirement, so tax penalties for early withdrawals are harsh. Here's the real dirty little secret. She knows that, but she's so beholden to the left that she's willing to provide them free cover. Washington Post and Bloomberg op-ed writers are telling us we should lower our expectations and live more like Europeans by simply getting used to the idea of empty store shelves. These out-of-touch elites are channeling a let-them-eat-cake mentality while American families are suffering. Recent elections have shown that Americans reject these attempts to fundamentally change our nation from a prosperous environmental country into a suffering socialist regime. Inflation, intrusive government regulations, and overreaching policies have left American families with less money and limited buying power. No American should ever have to lower their expectations while living in the most prosperous country in the world. As Americans, we're blessed to live in a country where we're free to pursue economic prosperity, even during difficult times. Many of the economic challenges faced by American families today were created by the policies of an out-of-touch, liberal ruling class. Yet we stand on the brink of ramming through the largest and most expensive tax and spend initiative in history. It reminds me of the final scene in the movie Thelma and Louise, when the lead characters drive their car off a cliff rather than face the consequences of their actions. Democrat Party leaders are willing to figuratively drive our country off the cliff if that's what it takes to pass the Build Back Broke program in an electric car, I'm sure. As we prepare to celebrate Thanksgiving, I ask my Democrat colleagues and media elites to take a long, hard look at what their policies are doing to working-class Americans. Just say no. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I yield back.
Thank you, my friend.